All right, guys, it is Lifting Titan with Realms Gaming. We are back with a Let's Code in the C++ environment. If you guys want to see some of the stuff I am working on in classes right now, feel free to go ahead and check out my GitHub. It is github.com/MD and I have been trying to put kind of everything I've been working on in class just for recruiters and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and go back into VS Code. So I wanted to kind of go over more variable stuff today because that is very important. So let's go ahead and talk about the difference between an integer and so int, let's just set that to x. And then let's do a double and let's set that to y. Okay, so what is the difference between an integer and double? So an integer is going to be a number such as 10, 1, 2, 145, 1000, 5, stuff like that. A double is going to be a number such as 10.0, 1.58. It's going to have the decimal under it or after it. And so when you're programming, you kind of want to know, right, what exactly the user is going to type in, and you want to know kind of what you are going to be end result, right? So let's go ahead and set x equals to x equals 5. All right. And then we're going to set y to equal x divided by 2. And what you guys will see here is, why is this being funny? This should not be funny. Okay. Why is that being wonky? Okay. Why is that being... So I am being sloppy with the typing today, apparently. Okay, this should run now. Let's go ahead and check this. Okay, so if you guys see here, it's showing 5, which was the variable number we assigned to x because it's an integer. And then even though 5 divided by 2 is not 2, it is 2.5. But because the variable we used was an integer, the program is only going to use an integer for that. So that is what I was talking about. Now let's say we go in here and we say 5 divided by 2. We actually put in the number, and you guys will see that it's still doing the same thing. Because we're only typing in an integer here. So let's go ahead and put that back to x, and let's do 2.00, which is then a true double. And now you guys see it is doing 2.5, the right one. So it will not spit it out unless you tell it to and are very specific. So that is kind of just a little, blip it into that. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over some orders of operation. All right. So let's do integer x, let's do integer y, and let's do an integer z. Okay. And now we're going to do some order of operations. Let's say that x equals 10, that y equals x minus 2, and that z equals x divided by y. Let's go ahead, and good programming, we should always make sure that everything is working, so we should only write a few lines of code at a time. All right. So there were no spaces in there, but it did output the right information, so that is good. So let's go ahead and do some order of operations. Let's make these numbers just a little bit more simple. Let's do 5, and let's set z to be 1. Okay. And the reason I'm not just typing this into the program, guys, is because you can kind of see how the variables are going to work. So let's do the first equation. Let's do... we're going to do a new variable, actually, just to assign it, integer a. All right, so a is going to equal. Now, in regular math, guys, right, PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. We're not going to worry about exponents right now. That is not how it compiles. So we're going to do a equals x times y divided by y plus z. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do that. And it gives us 11. So what this did is it took parentheses first. So 10 times 5, which is 50, divided by 5, which is 10, and then plus 1. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to actually just do a few more variables so we have them. All right, let's do the same exact thing again. This time, let's do x times y divided by y divided by, and we're going to do a lot more parentheses this time, y plus z. And then we are just going to do it without any parentheses at all. All right, let's go ahead and run it. And we probably actually, now that I think about it, let's add some spaces in there so we can actually see what's going on in the program and it's not a hot mess. All right, so we are getting 11, 0, and 11. So the first way here, so line 18 and 20, pretty much have the same exact order of operations. For B, right, so we are taking y plus z, which is 6. So 5 divided by 6, which is going to give us a 0. So it's going to be a 0. Let's go ahead and type this actually out for C then. Let's put in the actual numbers. So we have 10 times 5 divided by 5. 5 divided by, my bad, 5 plus 1. Whoop. All right. And it should give us the same answer. I'm going to show you guys how to actually correct this. Correct. It's giving us the same answer now. So how do we correct this to give us the correct answer with the math, right? Because 5 divided by 6 is definitely a double. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to make, this is where error checking and knowing what your variables need to be come into play. So we're going to make this a double. We are going to say 0.0. We're going to add the doubles and the integers in. And now we should get a more accurate. So if you guys see this here, see we actually have the accurate number. So so with the integer, right, we were getting a 0. Even though the correct answer is 8.333. So this is why when you guys are coding, you need to make sure that your variables are spot on. Let me go ahead and open this simple program that I did. Basically, program is to find the ingredient weight in grams and convert it to ounces. So if you guys see here, I declared the variable, and I knew it was going to have to be a double and a double because we aren't going to use just whole numbers when we're dividing into ounces and grams. And so basically the formula here, weight ounces equals weight in grams divided by 28.3. So that is how I knew I was going to have to work in doubles. So if we go ahead and run this, input ingredient, I'm just going to put oats. Input weight of oats in grams, let's say it's 125. And if you guys see, right, I didn't tell the user to put it in a decimal. I just said input the weight of oats in grams. But the final, what the program put out is decimal and decimal. So what I did in here is I told the program when you output it to fix the output at a set precision point of 2 decimal points. So no matter what you put in here, let's say we have 15.65 grams, it will still do it. It'll still output the right amount. So I just wanted to do a quick video on this, guys. The next video, we're going to kind of go over some more comparing. We're going to do some maybe some loops. We'll figure it out. But I hope you guys like the content. Like I said, I am in school right now at Red Rocks Community College for an applied associates in game development. So I'm trying to just share the knowledge I'm learning as I go. Last year I did have Python, so C++ is making a hell of a lot more sense. Thanks guys for tuning in.